Every Monday, it's our weekly visit with the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, coming off of yesterday's loss to the San Francisco 49ers. The Jacksonville Jaguars coming in town this week and joining us as he does every Monday at 3 o'clock. Jonathan Gannon here on the Burns Gambo Show. Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. Thank you for coming on.
How you guys doing?
Good, JG. Yeah, I know these are tough times, real tough.
Oh, man, I'd love to come on after a win now.
I know. Trust me. I would like you to come on after a win, too. I mean,
I know it.
These beat us down as much as they beat you down.
I know it, man.
Yeah.
Well, we're back at it today.
Yeah.
Back at it today.
All right, let's a couple tough questions. So let's go over them. This was a big week. I think we were all kind of waiting to see how the team would respond after what happened in Seattle last week when you guys got down 35-0, and all of a sudden you're down 35-10 to the 49ers. It's almost like deja vu. So I'll ask you, does this team not have the talent to compete at a high level? Or is there a coaching issue that is kind of preventing them from playing their best?
No, I don't think it's either one of those two things. I think collectively we got to do a better job, and that's evident. I feel really good about the players that we have and the coaches that we have. We just haven't gotten it done enough and to our standard that we're looking for. So we're back at work today and talked through some things and pointed some things out. And I thought they were, they're obviously down. No one's happy about where we're at right now. But we took it on the chin and learned from it, and we'll move on and get ready for Jacksonville on Wednesday.
Yeah, and I don't want to say this is repetitive, right? It's tough. It's tough to come in and say the same thing, like, hey, these are correctable mistakes, and we could fix this, and we could fix that, and so on us. But why is it? You guys were so competitive early, and now 2 games in a row getting beat like that, like a drum. Why is this happening? Have you been able to point a finger as to what you can do to fix this?
Yeah, I mean, we have not played good ball 2 weeks in a row, and it's unfortunate, but it's against 2 divisional opponents that are good teams, and we haven't played well enough to stay in the game for 4 quarters. So, like I said, I just told the media, they asked about different things about that game, and you lose the takeaway battle 3-0, you're not going to win the game. And then I don't think penalties are a winning stat, but we had way too many self-inflicted wounds, and it zapped all of our juice and momentum and chances to keep the game competitive early or get back in the game a little bit late. And we just didn't do a good enough job with that.
The penalty thing it seems like something that you had so well buttoned up last year with this football team. So from like the 30,000 foot view, do you know what's changed this year when it comes to penalties and why they've become more common with your team than maybe they were this time a year ago?
Yeah, I think, I looked at it. I think we're kind of in the middle third with total penalties. So, I think, we got to continue to educate our guys about, what they are. And then it goes into technique and decision making, and that's coaching and playing. And that game was kind of for sure out of our norm. I know we had some games with some penalties. The ones that was really out of our norm to me is what I would call non-negotiables. And that's why they're called that. So like a holding isn't a non-negotiable. That's a technique and a decision-making penalty, right? It's something that the ref is a judgment call.
Right.
Non-negotiables are non-judgment calls.
Illegal shifts. They are
correct. So like illegal shifts, jumping off sides, delay a game, things like that, where those are a little uncharacteristic for us. I know our guys know what, we're looking for and how we have to operate in those. That's what I'm talking about, the self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah.
So a little bit of an outlier for us, so to speak. And it just showed up at a bad time to have that.
Do you worry that those penalties in particular are the kind that might be reflective of a team that had lost its focus a little bit? And do you worry that is something that could be happening in the middle of all of these losses when a team starts losing focus to that extent where they're picking up penalties that are non-negotiables, Coach?
Yeah, I think there definitely is some focus issue with that. There's some coaching issue with that we got to make sure we're on the details and they know. And I know that our guys are focused in, locked in, ready to go. And I know the coaches are coaching it too. Mistakes do happen. But we just made way too many of those as it relates to that yesterday.
I see this. I've seen this for a long time, doing what I do. It's sometimes when the season gets away, you see players that start to play more as an individual instead of, for the team, trying to do whatever they need for them. Do you feel like anyone has tuned you or the coaches out and are playing more as an individual instead of as a team player?
No, I don't. That's a good question, Gambo. I think like I said, that's why I'm not worried about us coming to work, putting the effort forth needed, on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like, we got good guys, and that's a credit to our guys. It's really a credit to Monty of acquisition. We don't bring in guys that are not team first and that love ball. Now, do people get out of alignment every once in a while? Yes, everybody does, but they snap back into alignment and they go to work. So I'm not worried about that, and that has not shown this entire year.
I know you guys still have over $15 million in cap space. In the beginning of the year, you had Starling Thomas go down and Sean Murphy bunting, and we were all wondering if you would add a cornerback, and then Connor went down and Benson got down, and trade deadline come, you didn't make any moves. So I'm going to ask, do you feel, and this organization has a long history of losing, do you feel that ownership is giving you everything you need to succeed here?
Yeah, 1,000% times 10. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, that's why I said I forget last week or something. I said that, yeah, I mean, like I'm in a dream job with our owner and our management, everything like that. Full support, full behind us. Do what you need to do. Michael's been fantastic.
Okay. It's tough. Has your confidence, and I know you're a very confident guy, but has your confidence been shaken at all with the way you guys have lost these last two games?
No, I wouldn't call it that. It's a little more, what's the right word that I use for that? No, because, you're in the league long enough, you're going to get beat. No one wins every game. I do not like the way that we have lost. So it bothers me that that's what's been on the field the last 2 weeks. But I'm still confident in our entire building to go out and get a win. So we just go through our process, and you keep sticking at it, and we'll turn it.
Jonathan Gannon is our guest here on the Burns Gambo show. I do want to ask you about, and it kind of got lost in the sauce of yesterday, but given how much attention has been on the wide receiving core, Marvin Harrison Jr. out, all the, with Michael Wilson, sometimes he tends to get kind of lost a little bit out there when you've got a team that's got MHJ and Trey McBride on it. How much of a validation was that day for him yesterday?
Huge game.
To have the day that he had with the attention that he had on him, win a day like that?
Yeah, he had a big day. There's no doubt. I have complete faith in Mike, and I knew he was going to play well. And just like you said, there's only one ball. So, when you got Trey and you're trying to run the ball a little bit, and you got Marv, and we got some other guys too, but I mean, the guy, all that he does is step up and make a bunch of plays. And I thought we moved them around the formation so they couldn't lock into him. They started to try to cloud him. We started moving them to make sure that they couldn't cloud him. I thought he played fantastic. Really first, second, third level route tree. He got open, caught the ball, won a ton of one-on-ones. And Jacoby found him. And, the other thing, as much as we threw the ball that game, which we had to there, and with a quarter and a half left being down so much, like you just talked about, pass pro was good. Like Jacoby had time to sit back there and throw it, and I thought that was good. I don't think we gave up one sack. He was under duress a little bit at times, which you're going to be, but especially in known pass situations like that. But I thought Mike was lights out, fantastic. He prepared, and people are like, oh, he probably, prepared a little bit better, or had a little bit more focus, or had a little bit more energy. Mike's like that. If he has 2 catches or 20 catches, he's a true pro. And he goes about his day. There was nothing different how he prepared last week than when he was a rookie.
I was very, very happy for him. Great individual person, too. So I was very, very happy for him. Mm-hmm. I'll ask you what with 7 games left and the season kind of slipping away from you here. What do you want to accomplish? And I'll throw in, I'd like to see us not give up these field goals at the end of the halves. The Green Bay game and this one, man, it just makes you want to pull your hair out. But what do you want to accomplish in these final 7 games?
Yeah, I want to make sure that we're in the game in the fourth quarter, because the last 2 games we have not done that. Now, 8 games we obviously have been, but these last 2 we haven't. So I feel like I want to have a chance to win the game or put away the game at the end of the game, and that's going to do that. We got to play complementary, good, clean football for 4 quarters. And that's our standard, and that's our product that we want to put out to win a game. So I'm really not worried about 7 games. I'm worried about Jacksonville and what we're going to do, with the players when they come in here on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, having a good week of prep. And going out and playing good football and having our fans cheer for a win. That's what I'm focused on right now.
Coach, we know it's never easy, but we really do appreciate it.
So I can come on a freaking Monday and talk to you guys about a win.
Listen,
that would be nice too. Yes, that would be nice.
Doesn't make us happy either. Having I've got to talk to JG after a loss.
We appreciate the answers. Thank you, JG. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Have a good week.
You too. Jonathan Gannon, head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, joining us here for his weekly on the Burns and Gambo Show.
Thanks for watching Burns and Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.